do Shakespeare is to say hello to history, to become humble. Every time you do Shakespeare, you feel lost. You feel at the opening night that you failed totally. There was always a huge frustration that it's too big. And then I stopped doing that for a while. Today, it's Victor who did the adaptation. I discovered very early that he was obsessed by writing. We had always very vivid discussions about art and everything. And more we started to sniff and say, maybe we have to work together. When I said to him, I want to do something with the tragedies, he started reading them as well. I started to write. I couldn't find my way. And then he said, finally, I want to do that. I want to adapt these tragedies into a new play.
The initial premise was to do a more selective process of the text, to take out the more physical violence. And I thought it was not, that didn't really connect with me, because I thought the intimacy was a more violent aspect, or a very violent aspect. And I also wanted to respect sort of the complete arc of every individual tragedy. It was a long process to come to a point where I completely let go of the text and started writing as if it was a scene in itself. I wanted to approach it with a strict methodology. So it was a process of reading the original texts. Then I read translations where I needed to, because I write in Dutch. So I needed to have a sort of an idea of the original translators. The choice was to leave all the characters out, except for two main parts. And it was also always a man and a woman. So all the context is left out. And what I called for myself the historical element was eliminated completely.
The hashtag #MeToo, Black Lives Matters, climate change, the old white grey men who have the power. This is all, when you work with Shakespeare, it's all there. All this very contemporary problems, or we think these are problems of today, are also problems from the 16th century. So that's why I think to do Shakespeare today, you see there was a pandemic, there was a climate change, there was everything there as well in the 17th century. So you learn a lot when you do that.
Me, I really love these characters, you know. I wrote many, like months with these characters in my head. So I really believe in them as individuals, and they have their own things to say. But Shakespeare's world is a really bizarre and dark and violent universe, and it's very ambiguous. Like all poetry is very, very ambiguous. You can't really pinpoint what something is really about. And I want to respect that, you know. I didn't want to clarify anything.